Reid, Global Head of Alliances at KPMG, and I'm joined today by Mike Luessi, GM Global Healthcare and Life Sciences Business for ServiceNow. Mike, thanks for joining me.
My pleasure, Ken. Great to see you.
So we're going to talk about healthcare, and clearly healthcare is under huge pressure just now, whether it's workloads or budgets or a myriad of reasons. So what do you see as the most pressing issues for public and private healthcare right now?
There are many. And, looking after a global business, many times you try to figure out, are there a lot of differences between the public side and the private side of healthcare? And we see a lot of commonality right now. One, everybody's faced with clinician shortages. We're just at a huge gap of workers for clinical needs. The next thing that we see is really around that patient experience and the capacity issues, specifically at hospitals, and being able to move things out closer to the edge, moving things closer to the home. And I think you're going to see that trend continue, especially in places like the US, the UK, Australia. And we also see one last piece is a lot of organizations right now are trying to, and mainly government organizations, are trying to figure out how to put disease surveillance programs in place to make sure that the hospitals in the future aren't overwhelmed.
And I'm sure generative AI is going to play a huge role in all of these things, and we could do a whole video just on that. But there must be huge focus just now on process optimization. How do you free up people to spend valuable time at the front line in healthcare? How do you see KPMG and ServiceNow working together to make a difference in these areas?
Well, these are the areas that, one, we have a long history of working together. And, we've solved many problems around some of that clinician onboarding experience. We've tried to solve many problems around what it's like to manage devices and also that patient engagement side. But we know that technology has had a significant role, but it is going to play a more significant role in the future. And Gen AI, like you said, is really the place that we see quite a few organizations leaning in. I can't think of a conversation that has come up in the last month that it isn't the number one topic organizations want to talk about with ServiceNow and with KPMG. And where I see those opportunities for us is back to that clinician side of things is, can we take away the pain that gets in the way of doing their job and bring some level of joy back to the job?
So true. And I do think of all the sectors that I touch on, I think healthcare is so ripe for real benefits from generative AI.
Yeah, completely agree with you.
Are you able to share an example, a client example of where we're working together with ServiceNow to improve the outcomes in healthcare?
I mean, actually, there's quite a few that I could pull from. One of those that has been really awesome, right? And I don't use that word very often, but awesome between KPMG and ServiceNow has been with the Oslo University Hospital. If you think about the issue of we're a country, we have only so much capacity for having surgeries. And we know that 3,000 to 5,000 surgical time slots gets wasted every year. How can we solve that problem? Well, you partner with KPMG, you partner with ServiceNow, and you bring the best of both of those organizations together and you start innovating. That vision is that not a single surgical slot gets wasted. And if I look at what KPMG's brought to the table with their expertise in that space, with leaning in with some of the, as we talk about AI, and I think it's just the tip of the iceberg because we're just doing this in one region right now. There's the opportunity to bring that solution all around the world together.
I think that is a fantastic example, and it really brings to life, how we work together to get a better outcome for our clients in any sector. Mike, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you today. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, my pleasure. I look forward to our continued partnership.